Alright, easy, easy, easy. Nice. Maximum difference between increasing elements. Okay, given zero index integer array of size n, find the maximum difference between nums of I and nums of j, where I, i.e. nums of j minus nums of I, where j is after I, return the maximum difference if no such I and j exists, return -1. So maybe the array is only one element. So difference here is 5 minus 1. That's 4. It's not the absolute value difference, so it's not like 1, 7. And you have to subtract the later one by the earlier one. Interesting. Alright, clearly this is going to be, can you do, easy, supposedly, but it's not actually that straightforward, I don't think. I mean, I don't think I want to do something where it's, I don't want to do something where it's n squared, where I have to compare every element with every other element. Maximum difference. That reminds me of the hard problem recently that I haven't solved yet. Have yet to solve. So it's not necessarily finding the lowest one or finding the highest one. It could be something like this 5 is not necessarily the highest one. It is the highest one after this low one. So for any element, if you were to find a lower, for any element, what is this going to be? So can you do this in one pass? I don't know if you can do this, or there's n is 1,000, so if you do it in one pass, it's pretty darn quick. Generally, if it's one pass linear like that, then you can do it for much longer than 1,000. Like you can do like 10,000 elements long array. So that constraint being that low maybe indicates that it can't be done linearly. Okay, so what could you do? You could well, let's just do the trivial case, right? Well, if n is 2, then the trivial case is not like n is 1. Trivial case is like I was thinking there might be 2 little elements. If n is 2 and like a bigger number is followed by a smaller number, then that's going to be return -1. So let's think of some examples here. Or let's think of how we might process this. 7 followed by 1. If you have a current element that is followed by a lower element, then that current element should no longer be part of the consideration, since 1, there's no difference there, and 2, any following difference would be better served by subtracting the 1 rather than 7. So 7 followed by 1, 1 is now going to be kept. 1 followed by 5, the difference there is going to be 4, and 1 is kept. Followed by 4, the difference there is, well, 5 is still high compared to 1. 4 is just ignored, it's just a bad difference. If you get a bigger number, like let's say 10, then you still keep the 1, you take the difference based on the 10. And if you get a lower number, like a 0, then you reset the low value. Okay, so guess you do kind of keep track of the low value because the low value is always going to be the used as a difference. Okay, so let's say the low is initially the start of the array. For every value in, say the answer is initially for every value in your array, if the value is less than or equal to your low value, you reset your low value to this. Well, technically, if it's less than, it should be maximum difference nums I minus num, where it has to be strictly less than. Okay, so you're not going to reset. You're not actually, if it's exactly equal, then it's not the difference is 0. The difference has to be positive because of this inequality. So yeah, you can reset your low value. Technically, you don't need to have it be equal to reset your low value, but for the purpose of making if else rather than if else else, rather than if else if else. Okay, so else. So in this case, you're not resetting your low value. It's just finding the amount this is better. Answer equals value minus low, or the max of this answer and value minus low. Return. Alright. I guess it's pretty straightforward. I'm just probably overthinking it. Summary. Well, obviously you need to go through each element, each value of the array, keep track of low, since that will always be used as the value to subtract by in the maximum div calculation. If value is not lower than previous low, then pair difference to difference of compare current difference, which is the value minus the low, to stored max difference update. So that was this answer equals maximum was the answer and the previous answer and the current value. Time complexity, this can be open to iterate through each value in the array and do appropriate logic where n equals the number of elements in the array. And space complexity, this is going to be O of 1 since no extra data structure is needed.